Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. We'll just wait for a few more seconds, so you'll be able to have some conversations with us. So we'll go over some housekeeping items. In the time being, strongly encourage you to introduce yourself in the chat. What type of business you have, or what type of business you're planning to launch, or starting the business. What are some marketing challenges that you're experiencing, or some strategies that you want to incorporate, implement, some ideas for your business venture. Also, some housekeeping items. This is a recorded webinar, so definitely strongly encourage you to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. Also, all participants will be receiving today's presentation along with the link of the recording as well, in case you have to step out, answer a phone. Also, the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program is here to assist you at no cost. So if you have any questions, strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A, and we'll be more than happy to moderate those questions on your behalf. And if there's any questions through the presentation, we'll pause the webinar and we'll have the conversation right there if there's on a particular slide. But at the end of the webinar, we'll be able to answer all those questions for you. So once again, thank you for attending today's webinar. Hey, Jose, how are you? Nice to see you again. So a brief description of what is the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program is funded through a cooperative agreement through the Small Business Administration. It was established in part of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And this program is comprised as a lead hub. In this case, it is the Florida SBDC at FIU, along working with the Center of Spoke organizations that deploy community advocates to work with you, the small business owners, in the economic recovery. It is focused placed on businesses owned by veterans, women, as well as socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. Along with the Florida SBDC at FIU, we have 6 other organizations to assist you. We have Ascendis, Branches, EDC of South Miami-Dade, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Prospera, and Startup FIU Procurement. All of these 7 organizations is available to assist you at no cost. So definitely encourage you to take advantage of the programs, the events that we have going on, the webinars, the consulting, based on all different facets of what small business entails. We have specialized consultants to assist you. So once again, the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program, it is creating that local, strong community navigator approach to assist the small business owners here in Miami-Dade County in the 3 pillars: consulting, mentoring, and training. Now, if your business is located outside of Miami-Dade County and it's located in Palm Beach, Broward, Monroe County, we are more than happy to assist you with your business needs. Now, if your business is outside of that region, don't hesitate. Send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to connect you with the appropriate small business development center or resource partner to address those challenges that you're experiencing. And this is a good opportunity for you to follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, also YouTube channel. This is where today's presentations can be uploaded, along with the plethora of webinars that we have already done so far, and that could definitely enhance the conversation with our business consultants and organizations to address those needs. So before we proceed, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the Manager of Administrative Services here at the Florida SBDC at FIU. And it's a great pleasure to introduce to you to Gabriel Prosper. He is one of our business consultants under the Navigator program. And Gabriel, do you want to introduce yourself? What type of specialties you provide?
Thank you, Jesus. Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here. My name is Gabriel Prosper, and I'm a startup consultant with SBDC at FIU. And mostly, I help people with, people with vision. I help them start their business, from step 1 to the end of the process of startup. So if you guys have any question after the meeting, you can fill out the form, or you can, send an email or something, and we'll be happy to help you out. Don't worry about it. Everything is free of charge, so you don't have to pay us, and we're there for you, and we'll get 100% service. You have the best professional. You got all the resources available to you. Please keep in touch with us.
Yes, so Gabriel is our startup consultant, and so he'll be able to sit down with you, talk strategy, what's working, what's not working, and what is the best plan of attack, or best plan action plans for your next phase of the business. So definitely the service is confidential and no cost to you. But then at the same time, working with Gabriel, he'll be able to introduce you to the other consultants and navigating you through that journey. In case if I need a business plan, what's the purpose of the business plan? Okay, we need this, this, and this. So he'll be able to connect you with a access to capital consultant after you have started the business or what phase in the startup phase you're in. So
Yeah.
he'll be able
And
to
Jesus, I
introduce
would
you.
like to tell them distance is not an issue. So we can come to you, we can meet at a library, wherever you are. We can meet with you and we're gonna make the dream happen.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Gabriel. Mhm. All right, let's see. I do have some questions right here. Yep, perfect. Yeah, so this presentation is pre-recorded and all participants will be receiving the slides. And then I have another question. Hi, Don. Nice to meet you. Okay. So overall, the agenda, we're gonna go over the 9 key bullet points. Understanding your audience. What is your competitive analysis? How do you position your business in the marketplace? Crafting those key taglines and other key messages to stand out. What's the designing the logo, choosing the color palette, setting up your free Google business profile page, choosing the right domain name and building a website, creating those business cards, brochures, other marketing materials. At the same time, develop that social media plan. Note, today's presentation is the 10 steps. There's only 9. We're missing one, and that is where you come into play, the small business owners, for you to implement. That is the key step. That's why it's the 10 steps. So we'll go ahead and get started. So by understanding your audience, when I was doing my MBA, I had to select a business, and I selected 7-Eleven. And this is a really good model that Mr. Joe Thompson created, was give the customers what they want, when and where they want it. By fully understanding the audience, you're able to diversify and be successful in that marketplace. So for example, in the United States, 7-Eleven is a quick mart gas station, get on everyday on the go products. But in Indonesia, it is a place where young teenagers, young adults, they hang out and surf the web and be with their friends. So if I tell my friends, let's go hang out at 7-Eleven, they're gonna laugh in my face. But by fully understanding the market and the audience of that particular location, that's how you're able to be successful. By fully understanding the audience, these are some key areas that you need to focus on. It's creating those buyer personas. Conduct those surveys. What works, what doesn't work, what is their consumer behavior? Read your competitors' reviews. What's the good, the bad, and the ugly? Join those trade organizations and also talk to people. What do you think of this? What is the perception of this? What is the branding? What's the messaging that you think of this? So by having a fully understanding of your audience, you're able to now to start captivating and start putting the respected clients in different segments of the marketplace. Gary, do you want to chime in?
Yes. And when I help people with, with the startup process, when you finish to do the Sunbees and you do the EIN, and then at my surprise, they always say, okay, we're done. This is not, and when you ask, like, do you have a business plan? Do you do a market research about what you're gonna do? And most of the time, they don't know what exactly. So register the business is like to have a baby. Like you have the baby, you give the baby a birth certificate, and you give the baby a social security. At the end, you still need to raise the kid. You still need to have money to raise the kids. You still need to, to have a plan, prepare for schooling and stuff like that. It's like that. But the first step when you're gonna do a business is try to know who am I gonna serve? What is my target area? All of these things, they are really important. Like if you know what your customer are expecting from you, then believe me, you will have like a pretty good customer relationship.
Yep. And then by fully analyzing the entire audience members, these are some key factors that you need to have into consideration. What is that potential demand? What's the market size? What's the competition within the market? What are the economic indicators, the location and pricing? So, for example, I want to open up a child daycare center. Well, there's always a demand for children's services, right? But what's the market size? Is it on a young adult demographic that there's young families, or is a 55 and over community that there is no market for childcare daycare services? So by fully understanding what is the market size, now you're able to differentiate if this is a good location for you to establish your business venture. But then focus on the market competition. Who are the key players? Who are the key competitors in that area? For example, if I want to have that childcare service in Doral, how many are there? But now let's focus on the micro scale of within a 2-block radius. How many daycare centers are within those 2 blocks? That's who you need to focus on first. Then, grow organically. Now, with the economic indicators, what is the price points? Are you pricing yourself too high, too low? What is the Goldilocks approach? And also location. Is it that far of a transit that is not accessible? Is it well lit? How potential customers will be able to search for you? So as another idea is an ice cream shop. I want to open up ice cream shop in Miami Beach. It's hot right now, and everyone's out on the beach having a good time, something refreshing, ice cream. But then I want to do it based on my location. The ice cream shop is going to be on the 16th floor of a high-rise building. There's no parking, and I want to price myself at $25 a scoop. I'm not going to have that demand for my services. But if I have a good location, easily accessible, friendly parking, and the price point is within your price sensitivity, of course I'll be successful. So by fully understanding the audience, you're able to maximize the return of investment, but at the same time, solidificating yourself as a key player in the marketplace of that size that you want to cater to.
I think, Jesus, if you can go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Location and pricing, when you have a business, are two things that connect it. The reason why, let's say you have a ice cream shop in Miami Beach and you have one, let's say in Hialeah, you gotta take like, okay, the place that I'm gonna lease for my ice cream shop in Miami Beach, it won't be the same with the one in Hialeah. The one in Hialeah will be cheaper. So you might need to consider, okay, if I'm gonna sell a scoop of ice cream for let's say for $3 in Miami Beach, probably I won't be able to sell it this at the same price in Hialeah, because in Hialeah, it has to be cheaper because of the demographic, because of the economic indicators and all of these things. So you might need to consider, when are you gonna do a business, you gotta think about like, is the location gonna be cost effective? Is that location really good for my business? How like it gonna help me like improve my return on my business? So that's location. That's the first thing when you're gonna do a business. If it's gonna be a home-based business, it's fine. You can be at any place. But if you're gonna rent a place or you're gonna lease a place, because most of big city like Miami Beach or Aventura, the lease require at least a 5 years contract. At least a 5-year contract. Contrary to if you take it like some other city like not really hot like that, people probably have a lease for 2 years and stuff like that. So pricing and location, they work together.
Yeah. And these are some key questions you need to ask yourself, so you can start doing the research. Where do they currently purchase XYZ product? How satisfied are they with their current brand, their supplier? What are the 2 or 3 reasons why they purchased that product? And when are they planning to purchase? Where do they do their research? So by having a full understanding of these key questions, you're able to start analyze how can you put yourself in that, have a chair in that conversation, have a seat at the table. Because, for example, I recently purchased a car. So what was my research? looking at the car reports. What do I need? I need a car that has four wheels, taking me to point A to point B. But at the same time, fuel efficient, economical, and have sufficient for my extracurricular activities. But which cars will be able to best suit for those needs? And do a price analysis, price comparison, a SWOT analysis. What are some opportunities, some threats, strengths, and weaknesses? So by having these research tools, you could definitely be successful by understanding the audience. And once again, the Florida SBDC at FIU, we have consultants that can assist you with those market research. The U.S. Census Bureau, the Federal Reserve, the Department of Labor. Some of these programs, it's costly, it's overwhelming once you get the information. But with our consultants, we'll be able to guide you based on to understand and read those articles and research tools. By doing the comparative analysis, this is where we're able to spend time on their website, visiting their socials, even sit outside and just see what's the profile of the clients that they're serving to, and what are the peak times, what are their low times of clients coming in and out. Google the company, click on the news tab, see any articles or any publications they have posted, some of their case studies, if they have any case studies or awards that they have garnered. But at the same time, start enhancing, which we'll talk more later on in the slides. What is your value proposition? How do you differentiate yourself with the others? You don't have to innovate new ideas or create a new business from scratch. It's having those understanding of the market, that these are customers. What needs are not being fulfilled by using those products from your competitors? How can you create that competitive advantage and create a good value, more bang for your buck, for them to buy your products and services? So these are some areas that you need to focus on. What key products or features they provide based on the product overview. How's their marketing like? What's their strategy? Sales strategy, how do they sell it? Is it going door to door? Is it having billboards? Is it going try out products? We have a great ad on TV. What's the support strategy? What kind of after the sale support do they provide? Is it calling you, hey, how's your product? Did you enjoy it? Here's some new key tools that you may not have even thought about or been exposed to or ventured if you bought this phone right here with me, or a car features. Then how can you differentiate from them to you?
All right, I'm gonna give an experience.
Go for it.
When I was younger, my first job was I was working at a restaurant like in Coconut Grove, right? You know, Coconut Grove, back then it was like expensive restaurant, Arnold Schwarzenegger's big restaurant, stuff like that. And that lady come up with an idea like, I'm gonna sell like quarter chicken with rice and beans. She was Haitian. And you won't believe it. I think we open like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and daylight. You will have like a light, like 20, like sometimes 30 people waiting to buy, because it was like the food was good and cheap at the same time. Imagine you got a restaurant at Coconut Grove back then, and you're selling food for $4, right? A quarter chicken with rice and beans, simple, that women was making money. And this is the idea. If she was there, let's say she was from New York and she planned to open a restaurant. And she said, okay, I choose Coconut Grove and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it, that's all I'm gonna sell. It was that like the same idea with Polo Tropical. So quarter chicken, rice and beans, yellow rice or white rice and beans. And that was it. And it works. It worked back then. So this is not about like where you're gonna open your business or many competitors you have, is like the idea that you have that gonna set you apart from the other competitors. Because the main idea about open a business is just to make profit. And you gotta find a way to make profit.
That's the goal, because if my idea to have a business is not to generate profit, I should definitely do something else, right? Right, Gabriel?
Yes.
So then oftentimes it's overwhelming. Where to start? How do you start doing the comparative analysis? You could definitely do it in a sheet of paper, split it in half. So, and these are some questions, and also we have some consultants that can also go more in depth of developing that competitor analysis. Some of the areas is like, what does, like a feature, like does the company meet the criteria, and you can put whichever criteria that you want. Explain what you do, don't do versus what your competitor does and doesn't do. So right there, you're able to start seeing what is, once again, the keyword, the value proposition. And then and just have, you could do a list of 5 to 10 key items. So right there, you're able to see if there is a common synergy, a commonality, and also any potential markets or segments that you want to go and diversify or solicit your products and services to. Or perhaps you're able, once this discovery phase is completed, you might actually realize that there's new potential markets that you could definitely cater to. So definitely it's always good to have a competitive analysis on a consistent basis, because the marketplace is always changing, is always evolving. Perhaps you might pivot to new markets in a new industry that you never thought about. So having a good competitive analysis will definitely help you to be successful in a short term and also long term as well. And this is where you're able to have a self-assessment as to where do you position yourself in the marketplace. Do your products and services have a high margin with a high volume? Is it low volume, low margins? Where do you fit? Or perhaps it might be a low margin with a high volume. So where is your ideal sweet spot in the evolving marketplace? Well, for example, a commodity. It's, if anyone can do it, there is no price premium. So think of it like the supply and demands. So if you're the only one that has this supply, then obviously there's gonna be a big demand. But for example, salt. Everyone has the salt. So there's a very low margin, but but there's also a high volume, because there's a bigger net to provide the services or a product in this case. But then innovation is developing something that no one else is doing, that people want and willing to pay for it. So to continue winning, continue to innovate, because eventually others will be offering, repackage it, add value in some way. So think of it like the iPhones. It's always innovative. Every 2 or 3 years, there's a new iPhone coming out. So that is a high volume and a high margin locale. But at the same time, once the other phone manufacturers and retailers start selling the same items as the iPhone, okay, what can we do to stand out? Is it more the camera? Is it more features? That's how you're able to add more value into some. So think of it like adding more seasoning to the pie to make it more saucier or more spicy, depending on your preference. You're either competing on price or difference. How are you different? And if you can double your price and people will still buy it, then yes, it's a win-win situation. So these are some questions that you need to focus. It's how badly do customers want your products and services, or others are able to provide it. The problem with competition is when supply outpaces the demand. So you have to have that sweet spot that you don't want to overcompensate, and then you have a amount of products that you're not able to sell. So for example, like beepers, now it's obsolete. So if I start selling a beeper business and I have 1 million beepers ready to sell, I won't have any competition on that side, because there's no demand for that. So you have to be conservative, that you don't want to once again overcompensate.
When I'm a realtor for almost 19 years. When the market crashed and the bank come up with an idea, okay, they rather have the owner stay in their house longer than rather than doing the eviction. The reason why, because they don't want to put so many houses in the market. So when you have so many houses in the market, it will lower the property value. So they say, okay, we're gonna come up with the idea. We're gonna let's say we're gonna do 100 foreclosure a month. So they control the price, because when you have so many houses in the market, and then you give the buyer a choice to choose which one I want, and they start looking for future, like which one has the biggest yard, or which one has like bigger women, stuff like that. As you can see right now, since we don't have that much supply in the housing market in Florida right now, you see, once you put a house in the market and people start jumping on it, and one day you can, if you put a house in the market today, by tomorrow you probably have 15, 20 offers on it, because there is like a lack of supply. When you have low supply, high supply, you have low demand. When you have low supply, you got high demand. So that's the law of, for those who do economics, they know supply and demand law, like that's the way it is. So when you have your business, try to control, like even try to make people want your business, want your product. It's not a problem for people to come and then you say, I'm sorry, we sell out today. They can come tomorrow, but make sure the service that you sell, they're gonna attract people to come back.
Yeah, and like even in the food businesses, like you could definitely create that demand that it's, ice cream, like I have the best cookies and cream ice cream, but once I sell out from my batch for the day, there's no more. So that
Yes.
creates the experience, people camping out outside for me to open up and start taking pictures, and the overall customer experience, and the social media postings and so forth. So that creates the vibe. But it's all about the supply and demand. So if I have all this excess of items and no one's buying from me, okay, what can I do to pivot? And also, is this the market, or the products that my clients are actually looking for? Perhaps I might go to more more chocolate ice cream versus vanilla or cookies and cream. So by having that idea, you're able to be very successful in the long term. And then at the same time, you have all these products. So how are you going to get the messaging out? So this is where you need to focus on the differentiation with the relevance. So with the aunties, I'm going to use an example of the cars. When I was searching for my car, so it's the aunties is features that are important to customers or consumers, but are provided by our competitors at the same level. So think of it, I'm looking for a vehicle that has 4 wheels, that everyone has the same component. The drivers are features that both important to consumers and highly differentiated from those competitors. Once again, I want a fuel efficient car, but at the same time, it's differentiated between other competitors. One could be the electrical vehicles. One could be the different V6 with a V4 with a V8. So those are important to consumers based on how much they want to, based on the car. But at the same time, it's different capacities that you have. The neutrals, its features are irrelevant to consumers. So as long as I have a radio that can listen to music, we're good. I don't have any preference whatsoever. But now here it is with the relevance of that is low with a high differentiation. It's a fool's gold. Features that are distinctive, but do not drive consumers to loyalty. It could be that it's going to be a neon green only color. That's the only color that is available to buy in the car. But these features are distinctive, but it doesn't make it or break it for me. So having an idea of the messaging that you want to portray to the respected buyers, that's how you're able to fully understand the market, the pocket of the segments of the marketplace. Gabriel, do you have a question or suggestion?
No, I'm gonna give you a simple example. Like I was working for a car dealer. Most of the time, I always like beat a lot of those sellers because it's simple, a simple trick that I use. Most customers, when they come to you, they say, I want a car. Let's say back then you have like, the handle to lower your window and stuff like that. They come specifically and say, this is what I want. You cannot try to sell this customer a different product, a different car, because specifically they say, this is what I want. And then this is where a lot of people make mistake when they have a business. When the customer, if you got like somebody, you got customer come to your house, let's say you got a warehouse and they come and then they say, okay, I need a manchete, like, and then 10 people come and you still say you don't have it. You need to go buy it because demand is high for it. You there to please the customer. And once you please the customer, this is where your business is gonna grow. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna talk to somebody you probably don't even need to pay for promotion. Where do you get your tools? I get my tools from this warehouse. I get this from that. And it's close to the neighborhood. Sometimes people will push customer. How many times that I have to tell you I don't have it? No. If there's a demand for it, look for it wherever it is. That's gonna set you apart from your competitors. Believe me.
And then this is where it becomes very crucial. So we have a few examples, but the buzzword, once again, it is value proposition. So what is the brand that you're trying to offer with the products and service for which target market, and the value proposition? What differentiates yourself amongst the competitors? What value are you bringing to the table? Unlike the alternative, the competitors, and what are the key differentiators that you're offering? So an example is to urban dwelling, educated, techno-savvy consumers. When you use Zipcar car sharing services instead of owning a car, you will save money while reducing your carbon footprint. So right there is a value proposition, the competitors, and to whom they are trying to message the, the products and service from Zipcar. Okay. And we have consultants that could definitely help you out in terms of creating the branding strategy and also understanding your customers as well. As we have a few workshops and webinars that will enhance and carry the conversation from today's presentation. By creating a tagline, it's that memorable model in terms of the phrase that is designed to serve as a permanent expression, that everlasting feeling once you hear it. It's long lasting, it's recognizable, and the overall goal is to attract those customers, but also remaining on top of the mind. Yes, and then in regards of scheduling a meeting to meet with our business consultants, you could definitely in the chat there is the link to schedule the meeting with our consultants. So I'll put the link right now so you can meet with our business consultants. And once we receive your inquiry, there we go. Gabby beat me to the punch. So once we receive your inquiry, we'll definitely have a business consultant to contact you and schedule a meeting with you. So for example, Amore Coffee Bar. What is their tagline? It's brewing love one cup at a time. Short, sweet.
That's beautiful.
And has a warm feel to it. Exactly.
Yeah, I have one to.
Gabriel, I'm sorry. You just broke up right now. The
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah, at the beginning of the webinar, you have branches, right?
Yes.
Check this out. Branches, go deeper and climb higher. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
One of the company, like branches, that's the name of the company, and then they come with the slogan, go deeper and climb higher. They say everything they're supposed to say.
Yep.
That's the slogan, it's everything for a company.
Yep. And that right there, it creates that memorable phrase to serve the permanent expression for the greater purpose and the mission. And obviously to have the full messaging of the warm feeling, also the logo and the color palette has to go hand in hand. So you could have that emotion behind it. And there's great websites and items that you could definitely take advantage of to start having those marketing toolkits ready to go. Canva is such a great website you could definitely take advantage of for templates, brochures, developing your logos with different colors, infographics. Also, Fiverr is another opportunity for you to take advantage. You could definitely vet out, have an idea of how your logo you would look like, like to have multiple files, the vector files, the black and white, the full color logos, vertical, horizontal, with and without the taglines, the word mark or the symbols, and also colors.com and .co. It's a really good because you're able to mix and match the different colors. So having the multiple avenues in terms of the vector, the black and white, the full colors, vertical, horizontal, with and without the taglines could definitely enhance, because you never know what type of marketing promotions you would need. So by diversifying your logos with the color palettes, as these are the marketing toolkits, you're able to be one step of the game because you want to match what's the messaging. And here's a good opportunity for you. And now you have your logos, you have your colors, developing that Google profile, Google business profile through google.com/business, Apple Business Connect. This gives you a good opportunity for you to be searchable in Google. So like that you have key clients coming in case if they put hair salon near me, ice cream shops in city of Hialeah. So right there you're able to see what's around your competitors. And this also serves as a good opportunity for you to see where your competitors are located. Right there is like, okay, instead of having a 2 mile radius, okay, who are my competitors within a 2 block radius? By registering your domain, this is something that is strongly encourageable to have these key steps. Keep it short and keep it readable. Make sure that there's no typos or misspellings. You might want to have multiple domains so that it creates those extensions that all roads lead to Rome. All different extensions will go to you. So it could be GabrielProsper.Miami or G Prosper realtor. Or if Gabriel wants to open up an ice cream shop, Prosper's ice cream.miami.com, all the different domains, so that you're able to solidify the SEO landscape. And where to register your business business domain, it's either GoDaddy, Google Domain, Enom. But then strongly encourage, this is one area, and Gabriel could be a testament, is first search when starting your business, do research first if the business is already occupied on some biz, and if that's the business name that you want to incorporate as. Because oftentimes we have clients that create the website first, but that name is already occupied from some biz. So definitely have a short, simple, readable domain after you incorporate the business. Because if it's the other way around, then you just bought a domain that won't be necessary for your business. Gabriel?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're gonna open a business, as you can see, sometimes I don't even refer my client for a business plan yet. I have to get it registered with the Sunbees plus IRS for the EIN. You cannot have a website if you don't have a business yet. You're wasting money and time. That's why it takes time to do your research. Sometimes I have session with my client. I say, okay, take your time, come up with a name, something unique. And we don't have to work so hard to, to compare to other. Like when people say, heard your business, they're gonna know it's you. Nobody is gonna come up with it. Bring a meaning to your business name and stuff like that. So if you're gonna have like a business, you're gonna create a website, he has to be marketable. When people see it and they wanna know exactly, as we have to understand, Jesus, right now you have like 85% of American customers shop online. And if you sell a product, so you need to have a website. You need to have a website that will help you improve and manage your business. It's always some customer gonna give review. If it's good, they're gonna say it's good. If it's bad, they're gonna say it's bad. Doesn't mean because the customer say your product is bad, you gotta be upset. Find another way to improve it. Find another way to make it better. This is what customer relationship is. So some people, they will never give a review and never come back to your shop. What do you want? You want somebody like just to leave and never come back, or you don't even know what's wrong, or you want somebody that's gonna come and leave a review, or probably say, okay, you need to improve your customer service, you need to improve that, or the food was salty and stuff like that. That help you improve your business. So create a website with a good name, and a good design will help your business improve and increase your cash flow.
Yeah, and our consultants, they could definitely help you out on both sides. The branding and messaging, and along with the websites, what is needed, what's not needed based on the respective checklist. So, I know it's overwhelming, but we're here with you all on the entire journey. So, we start as strangers, we're leaving as family. So anything that we could do to assist you, it will be an honor to guide you. But once again, it's no cost. So it's a great advantage for you to take the offer to grow your business to new heights. And this is one key area. This is for all business and industries and businesses, but also this is really good for the anyone that wants to do business in the government contracting sector, state, local, and federal. It's considered creating an email account that uses your domain name. For example, like info, insert your business.com versus name of business at gmail.com. Because right there it takes it more seriously, more professional, because at the end of the day, you want to stand out. How do you stand out amongst the other competitors? By having an email account with your domain. It's easy to remember, and you could definitely take advantage of that doing it through Google Workspace, Microsoft 365. You can be, like, you know, Jesus Del Man, 86 at yahoo.com, and I want to start doing business with the government. It's not professional, it doesn't look right, and at the same time, you want to be taken seriously as an entrepreneur. And by building a website, there's multiple websites where you could develop the websites. It's a simple one-page website builder, car.com or .co, I'm sorry, google.com, Canva. So there's a lot of templates that you could definitely play around with. But at the same time, it's what is the perception that you want to portray based on that website. If you want to make it fun, but at the same time, professional, like I said, we have consultants that can guide you through that process. But definitely encourage you to have sample templates, sample A, sample B, sample C, and how does everyone feel based on those particular slides, or this case websites. So if you have a commonality based on what you want to portray and provide, definitely go within that route. Yes, and yes, we have consultants that can guide. I had a question about WordPress. Yes, we have a consultant that can work with you in having an effective website, and WordPress is one of them. So definitely encourage you to register, and I will definitely have our consultant to contact you. And also here's some other websites that you could definitely build, through Wix, Squarespace, Google Sites, WordPress that we talked about, Shopify, as other websites as well. But then this is where you start coming into play. Don't have no more than 7 main menu items. It could be the contact us, about us, the products and services that you're offering, something in the news that you have been part of, any additional information. Definitely have those menu items, because if you have a lot of menu items, just think of it just like a website. You have multiple tabs on top. It gets overwhelming, it gets too loud. You want to have a pleasant experience for your prospective clients if that's the first time they're visiting your website. Content is king. What's the content that you're providing? Be consistent, but at the same time that it has the same messaging. So for example, if you come to my Jesus Steakhouse and I have pictures of steaks, with videos of seasoning, how to season a filet mignon versus a ribeye steak, that's amazing. But if I post content once a week or once every 2 months, I'm not being consistent, and I lose the affection, the behaviors, also the engagement with customers. So by posting regularly and has the same messaging, you're definitely gonna captivate the audience attention. Here's some websites that you could definitely get some videos, photos, that you could definitely put on your website, and also create the content as well, for your website and social media postings. So you have to find the sweet spot. What is the Goldilocks approach? If you write too much or too short, I'm sorry, doesn't provide enough value. But if you write it too long, you lose the attention span of your visitors. So what is that ideal sweet spot when developing that content? It could be a blog, it could be a small posting, but it has to be, short and simple and straight to the point, to captivate their attention. And then with the marketing materials, okay, so now you're starting your business. Now you want to market, how to market, what type of products you need. Well, some business cards, brochures, mailers. It could be something within, hey, we just moved into your neighborhood and we want to welcome our new neighbors, or I'm inviting all my neighbors to come to our shop for a free ice cream social on this date right here. So right there, you're able to start getting leads, emails, and seeing, the profiles of your new clients or customers, that you're able to enhance that conversation with them, build that rapport with them. Letterheads, any promotional items, pop-up banners, branding apparel, the vehicle lettering, signages, are some areas of marketing materials that you could definitely take advantage and start promoting your business. By developing an enhanced social media plan, choose the platforms wisely. You don't have to be in all different platforms, but you have to find out what is relevant for your business. So, for example, a steakhouse. It's best to put it on Instagram and Facebook, that is more the video appeal, versus LinkedIn. But at the same time, in LinkedIn, you could do something similar, but something short and sweet. Try our executive lunch special, so you could close out your deal. So you want to get the high level executives, the C-suite, C-level workers to come down to have the executive lunch, so you could have a nice lunch and meetings, so you could close out those deals. But what you want is a full experience of the sizzle, the seasonings, and that right there conveys more of the attraction and the awareness. It's overwhelming posting on a daily basis, being consistent through all different multiple channels. Um, Encourage you to schedule them on Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout. Have a social media calendar like that. You're able to be consistent. Once again, that's a key word of what you're gonna be posting and when you're gonna be posting. Remember, it is a conversation. It's not, hey, try our products, we're the best. No. If you were the executive chef in my steakhouse, what sides would you put? Have that dialogue. And if it's a pretty good one and you liked it, well, Gabriel, thank you for your suggestion. We will definitely do it for you. Let us know when you'll be here, and we'll definitely do that dish for you. Have that conversation.
Yeah,
And
I
for
know.
us, it's go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
know company that reply to every comment on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah,
And believe me, that create a customer relationship. They see, okay, if at least if they have a concern, you know that ahead of time. Like you can make the correction needed, to better serve your customer.
yeah,
So always, like you said, if you have a website, make sure you always check it. I don't know if it's going to be on a daily basis, but at least once or twice a week.
yeah. And this is where you're able to build out your email list. Start doing those grassroots efforts, and you could do different sales specials, or just have the conversation. Hey, we're here's some new programs that we're also providing as well. And I have a question as well. Help with WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Yes. We actually had a webinar last week in terms of social media marketing. So we'll definitely we'll be including the social media marketing, the brand awareness webinars in inclusion with today's presentation. Those were already recorded, so definitely you could look them up at our social media channels, or I apologize, at the YouTube channel of the previous webinars, that you could definitely enhance the conversation. So when you meet with our consultants, it's already engaging and enhancing the session meetings. Okay. I have a question here. I need help finding a mentor to build a small mechanical and launch to the market. Can you guys help me? Yes. We could send you an email. So we could schedule a meeting, and we could talk offline as well. Okay. Just send me an email, and I'll put it in the chat. And then for the YouTube channel, my colleague Gabby, she will be able to put the link for the YouTube channel as well. Okay. So then this is a good opportunity for you to connect with us. Any way we can, just shoot us an email, give us a call. But definitely like and subscribe our YouTube channel. As pretty much within 3 or 4 days, the video recording is already up, along with the presentation for all participants. And also follow us on our social media channels. We have upcoming events, resource information from our respective organizations here in the county. So it creates that ecosystem of that navigator approach as well. So if you have any questions, by all means, I'll strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A or in the chat, and I'll be able to moderate those questions for you as well. Okay.
All right, everybody, thank you.
No, not yet. We're not leaving yet.
Not
We're not
yet,
leaving
I
yet.
know.
No, this is when the fun starts.
All right, questions.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see. I saw one question right here. I have an auto parts store here in Hollywood, and I'm looking for assistance with marketing to my audience, which is an older blue collar auto repair guys. Yes. We do have a consultant that can guide you in terms of creating that buyer persona and what are similarities to market to them. You know, it could be ads on the newspaper. It could be the where they're located, you know, where they're living. So by having that full understanding of the buyer persona, you're able to start grasping, okay, if this is located in Hollywood, now let's see if folks in Davie might be similar, if we're gonna find them in Davie and Sunrise in Oakland Park. And so you're able to start maximizing getting the smaller pockets in those areas, so you could definitely market your service to. Okay.
Yeah.
Another question.
Let me add something.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, let's say sometime if it's gonna be a blue colored, two parts, if there is bars in the area, you might need to drop some flyers at the bars and stuff like that, where those people gonna meet, and you drop a flyer, and sometime it might be like you do some type of advertisement on the newspaper that really common in the area that will help out.
And then how can you select a product or service when you have several options and you don't know which one will be better for your business? Well, we do have consultants that can guide you through that process to see what works and what doesn't work. So also is throwing spaghetti to the wall, but let's see what kind of spaghetti actually does stick to the wall. Perhaps those products and services, yeah, they're fine, but perhaps the market's not ready for those services yet. So you have to start solidifying, let me try these two, let me be well established so that you're able to have the primary and secondary customers for those two products. And then afterwards start growing organically for exposing to new products into the marketplace. Because you don't want to be juggling three things at once with two hands. You want to be able to have a good grasp, and then you're able to grow and start throwing four things at the same time. So it's like, the phrase says, crawl before you walk, before you run. So growing organically, you're able to see what's working. And perhaps if you have five options and two of them, it's not scalable, it's not viable, there's no demand in the marketplace, then unfortunately you have to X those out and focus those resources that you're trying to allocate for those two for going a little bit more intense in those that are working. But we have consultants that can assist you with the marketing sales, developing that business model as well. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Thank you. Perfect. I like it. Just unsubscribe. Okay. Okay. Yes. I need some help linking my Shopify with Instagram, in order to not being placing multiple times. Yes. We have a consultant in terms of the social media marketing that she could definitely help you out. But definitely register for consultation, which will be in the next slide. You could definitely scan the QR code or also in the chat, and we'll be able to connect you with the appropriate consultant. First, we'll be with Gabriel, get everything. Let's create a foundation, and then we'll start making the referrals to the other consultants as well. Okay. So the good thing is, anyone who registers today, Gabriel will be the first point of contact to work with you, asking you the key questions, and then start growing organically with the other consultants that we have under the Navigator program. Perfect. I love this question right here, Gabriel. This one's gonna be more for you. You ready?
Just 1 second.
I need a lot of help putting my domain, business plan, marketing together. I need a lot of help. Gabriel is the point of contact. He'll be able to cross the T's, dot the I's. Think of it. You're building a house. You need to have a good foundation so you can put your four walls, then your roof. you're not gonna start putting your roof first and the foundation hasn't been developed yet. Gabriel will be able to guide you through the entire way and introducing you to the consultants when the milestones have been accomplished. And that's not a problem. You live in Palm Beach. Um, Gabriel will be able to guide you through Zoom and walk with you as well. Do you have an educational video directly for Shopify? I'm not sure, but I could touch base with my consultant if she has some additional information or if she has some videos of Shopify on her personal library. I could send it your way. Just send me an email so I could reach out to her after today's webinar. Okay, what about product marketing tools for aftermarket products and products? Yes, we have a consultant that she can guide you in terms of how to market that because it's a really niche certain products that you're offering. So our consultant, she will be able to guide you what you need to do, so you can find the sweet spot once again, or the Goldilocks approach, what's right for the clientels for you. Okay, there you go. Gabriel put his email address, so I'll put it in the chat once again. So in case if you want to touch base with Gabriel, but strongly encourage you to first register for consultation. So like that, we'll be able to make the introduction for Gabriel. That's the very first step. Okay. Okay. You register for consultation. What's the wait time? Pretty much now the ball's on my court. I'll do it as quick as possible. So I already received your registration. I'll be sending out your inquiry to the respective consultant. In this case, it will be Gabriel. And right there he'll be able to schedule a meeting with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Gabriel because Gabriel's one of the fastest ones. Usually by the time I click send, he already responds back to me. I already scheduled a meeting. We're good to go. So he's one of the quickest consultants to schedule a meeting.
Yes, after the meeting is so if I receive the request, so I will call the person and make an appointment so we can discuss.
And then I already have my business running. I may need help in terms of sales and funding. Perfect. Yes. We have a consultant that focuses on marketing and sales, and another one in access to capital. So with that one, Gabriel will be able to have a full holistic approach, then make the referral in terms of what's your marketing budget, because at the same time, you don't want to be saying, I need $1 million to start selling my pens, but when it's all said and done, you actually need 1.5 million. So by having a good holistic approach of how much you need in your sales and marketing, that's how you're able to translate into the funding request. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's not a problem. As long as you're located in the Quad County from Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade, Monroe County, we'll be able to assist you. So that's not an issue. Okay. Is there any other questions, concerns that we can be of assistance? Okay. Patricia, if you could do me a favor and send me an email I put my email in the chat. I'll be able to investigate and we'll take care of everything. Okay. So if there's any additional questions, strongly encourage you to send me an email and I'll be able to connect you to the best of my ability to connect you and enhance your business needs. But like I said, this is a recorded webinar. All participants will be receiving today's presentation along with the video recording. So definitely encourage you to like and subscribe. But like I said, anything that we can do, we're family. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next webinar. So Gabriel, thank you once again, my friend. Nice seeing you. And you have any parting final thoughts?
Thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm waiting for everybody that interested in starting a business. We here. All the resources are available. All you need to do is to reach out to us. Thank you.
And on top of that, before I conclude, none of this would be possible without Gabby. She was like the behind the scenes. So I want to thank Gabby for the hard work, for making all of this possible. So thank you, Gabby. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah, thank you everyone that has participated in today's webinar. And thank you all for everyone attending today's webinar. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Thank you and have a wonderful day.